Coming up in the morning edition, the Bahamas delegation to attend WTO meeting abroad. National Security Officers celebrate its 39th anniversary. And Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean retires. It's a brand new week full of possibilities. Good morning, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Morning Edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us. We start things off with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean, who is standing by with the Monday morning weather report. Good morning, Basil.
Good morning, LaDawn. We'll get you started with our tower cam shot, and it's showing some patchy clouds out there. And we have an area of weak high pressure across the Bahamas on our satellite picture, which will maintain a relatively light winds throughout the 700 islands today. And then there is a frontal system to the north of us that is drifting in our direction. We'll tell you all about that later in the newscast, so do stay tuned. Outside of our studios, we're under partly cloudy skies, temperature at 68 degrees, relative humidity 88%, southerly winds at 4 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,017.4 millibars, that's 30.04 inches, and it is steady. Temperatures around the islands this morning: 70 in Marsh Harbor, 69 in Green Atoll Key, Freeport, Grand Bahama, 69 degrees, in the Berry Islands, 73, Alderstown, Bimini, 74, 72 in Harbour Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera at 71, Alderstown, Cat Island, 72, 73 in Stanley Key, Kemps Bay, South Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. In San Salvador and Rum Key, 72 degrees, 74 in Betsy Bay, Maguana, Crooked Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Ragged Island, also Acklins at 74, 75 in Matthew, Nagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 74 degrees. Your boating forecast for today in the Northwest and Central Islands: winds southeast to south, 10 to 15 knots, falling light and variable at times. Wave heights around 2 to 4 feet. Low tide, 11:34 this morning. Your high tide will take place at 5:32 this afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas, easterly winds 10 to 15 knots, and your wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Let's take a look at traffic report. In western New Providence, Jiminy DeSwain is standing by with a traffic drone and our Bahamas First traffic report.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Good morning, LaDawn, and good morning, Bahamas. It's a beautiful Monday morning shaping up, and we're coming to you live. You can take a look from our drone shot of the corridor or the roundabout at Samaila Butler Highway and Fire Trail Road. Traffic has been a steady flow from all sectors of the roundabout. People seeking to get out and get to work or take their kids to school within ample time. But of course, it's been a busy one for traffic police. But there's also supposed to be some road works taking place in this area. So just to talk a little bit about that is, of course, Corporal Decory Barr of the Police Traffic Division. Good morning, Corporal Barr. Now, we understand that there is going to be some road works taking place a little bit later in the morning. You want to talk about that and what motorists need to bear in mind in terms of time?
Good morning, Jemanita. Good morning, Bahamas. Yes, this morning Ministry of Works along with Bahamex will be conducting road works here on the Milo Butler Highway between Fire Trail Road and Tonic Darling Highway. These road works are scheduled to take place between 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And this is scheduled to be conducted for the next 12 days. This will cause not really a challenge for the morning commuters, but persons throughout the day who still would want to use this thoroughfare. And we want our persons to be mindful of these road works and to try their best to divert, to find another route to get to their destination.
Or even just exercise a little bit of patience on that commute.
Yes, extremely a lot of patience because, like you stated, the road works would have the entire highway blocked off and congested.
Well, of course, traffic police were also very busy earlier this morning. A motorcyclist is dead following a collision that took place just after 2, or that was reported after 2 to police at Carmichael Road and Cedar Way. Chief Superintendent Craig Stubbs, the officer in charge of the Police Traffic Division, was on scene, and he tells us what police know so far.
Preliminary reports suggest that the motorcyclist was traveling west in the southern lane when the truck made attempts to turn into Cedarway, and as a result, a collision occurred, and as a result, the motorcyclist was thrown from his motorbike. We know for a fact a protective helmet was being worn, but not in compliance with the safety regulations for the use of that helmet.
Now, investigations are continuing. We suspect that this is, of course, the 20th traffic fatality recorded for the capital, but the traffic police are continuing their investigations. Again, we advise motorists to drive with extreme care and caution on the streets. Back to you in studio, LaDawn.
Thanks a lot, Jimanita. Now on to our top story this morning. Minister of Financial Services, Trade and Industry and Immigration, the Honorable Brent Simonet, will lead a delegation to the 4th meeting of the Working Party on the Ascension of the Bahamas to the World Trade Organization in Geneva, Switzerland. Officials from the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation will join the mission as observers. The delegation, who leave the country this Friday, April 5th, will participate in meetings with officials of the WTO Secretariat and other Geneva-based organizations to discuss ongoing matters and future technical assistance for the Bahamas. There are also a number of bilateral meetings with WTO member states that began today, April 1st. Upon their return home, the delegation will hold a debriefing session on the pertinent issues raised during the official and bilateral meetings with their states to discuss the way forward. Now, Minister Simonet will be accompanied by the Bahamas' chief negotiator for the Bahamas Ascension to the World Trade Organization, Shavargo Lang, and senior technical officers from the Ministries of Financial Services, Finance, Agriculture, and Marine Resources, and the Customs Department. Celebrating 39 years of operation, over 300 national security officers from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Customs and Immigration officers gathered for their annual church service at Christian Tabernacle Church on Robinson Road on Sunday. Governor General, Her Excellency the Most Honorable Dame Marguerite Pinling, and Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, were also in attendance. James thanked Defense Force officers for their commitment and service and highlighted recent accomplishments.
The past year also reflected professional development for Marines and officers alike. Individuals and team-based experimental learning sought to reinforce classroom theories, provided assisted simulation, waterfront assets, and operational equipment, all of which resulted in the successful professional development opportunities. On the home front, for the first time in its history, the Trafficking in Persons Unit in the Ministry of National Security facilitated training for some 550 members of law enforcement, including members of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
Senior pastor of Christian Tabernacle Church, Christopher Russell, delivered the sermon.
In Philippians chapter 4, there is a scripture that says, when Jesus ascended upon high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts to men. The gifts he gave was for the perfecting of the saints for the work of the ministry. He gave gifts for the benefit of mankind. Defense Force, you are a gift God gave to this country for the benefit of this country. Your service is first and foremost to God, to this country, and to your family. You cannot take light what you're doing. And I want you to understand, God is pleased.
Hundreds of students and their parents participated in a 2-day college fair sponsored by the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity and the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority over the weekend. They spoke with recruiters hoping to secure scholarships to attend Florida Memorial University, where 200 Bahamians are currently studying. Anthony Matthew Brown of Galilee Academy was asked why he chose FMU.
I decided to pick Florida Memorial because I look at their offers. They do have psychology, so that is a really good thing for me and a really great offer. So I chose that, and they have a lot of opportunities. So I just was like, I'm gonna go with it. They have psychology.
10 students were awarded scholarships totaling $331,520 to attend Florida Memorial University. Anthony Matthew Brown got a $50,000 scholarship for 4 years. FMU President Dr. Jeffers Hardrick advised students on what industry will drive innovation and jobs.
I can tell you technology is going to drive everything we do in this world moving forward. And individuals with those type of credentials, trust me, you're going to be in high demand because we don't have enough around this world to deal with a lot of the security issues that will be impacting us not only now, but well into the future.
Please be advised that the Ministry of Public Works and Bahamas Mix will be carrying out road pavings on the Milo-Butler Highway from 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. starting today for 12 working days. The resurfacing of the Milo-Butler Highway will extend from the Milo-Butler roundabout at the Tonic-Williams-Darling Highway to the Fire Trail Road roundabout. Therefore, all west and eastbound traffic will be subjected to one-lane closures for the duration of the work. Provisions will be made where and when necessary. Motorists are asked to avoid the area if possible. Now, if you have any inquiries or concerns, please contact 361-3882. And still to come, Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean retires. That and more when the Morning Edition comes right back. Welcome back to the Morning Edition. Several months ago, tourism officials traveled to New York City to officially launch its new brand campaign, Flyaway, that featured Bahamian-born rock artist Lenny Kravitz. The campaign was just another way tourism officials hoped would boost our tourism product, and it did. Director General of Tourism Joy Gerbilu says the new brand campaign ad has been quite successful as visitors continue to choose the Bahamas as their destination of choice for a vacation getaway.
The results that we've achieved, of course, we had expectations. It has surpassed every single expectation. It has surpassed it because the world has taken note. The world is reaching out to us and saying, how can we be a part of it? It's not just that, of course, we're using Lenny Kravitz, he's our ambassador. It's more than that. It's the footage. It's the insertion of the Bahamian people. In fact, about to be rolled out very shortly. Lenny Kravitz was asked to do an interview, CNBC, on Living Legends. Where did he choose to shoot it? Here in the Bahamas.
Former Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean officially retired from the Royal Bahamas Police Force yesterday. The Grand Bahamian, who served 38 years in various capacities, was one of 9 senior police officers who are leaving after accumulating vacation time, which will lead into their retirement. But the Police Act states that retirement is either 55 years old or 30 years of service. Dean is proud of the new role of police in communities. He notes what some critics say about their roles.
Police shouldn't be doing social work. But my God, this crime prevention is so deep. It is deeper than just talking about what you should do on the radio and all of that. It's actually the mere presence of the police in the community is a crime prevention tool.
Dean is also proud that those entering the police force are well educated, as well as the continuous upgrades of officers.
Trained hundreds of persons last year, so most of those training sessions I went in, and we even invited the media in some cases to do sessions with them. I think you have a new type of police officers coming in, more well-educated force. You're talking about the officer entering in, maybe with a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. So this is becoming the most well-sought-after career. So professionals, people understand that the opportunities in here.
The Scout Association of the Bahamas held its annual General Assembly at their headquarters on Friday. The Scout Association's objective is the development of young people in achieving their full physical, intellectual, social, and spiritual potentials. During the meeting, former President John Philpott passed on the mantle to former Executive Board member Andrew Pinder as acting president of the Scout Association. Pinder gave remarks to the former president for his hard work in the association.
It is indeed an honor to be passed the baton from you, Mr. Philpott, to continue to build upon the work that you have done. Your life's work toward building a better Bahamas will not be forgotten, as the name John Philpott will be recognized in many ways for your outstanding and noble contribution to scouting in the Bahamas.
Former President John Philpott spoke about the upcoming plans the Scouts Association has in store.
We are now in the process to enlarge the building. One of the new programs that we're now faced with is working with diversity and exclusion, working with handicapped scouts, etc. It's going to be an exciting year for this association.
Fisher, so what's coming up in sports?
Well, coming up in sports, the National High School basketball champions will be crowned tonight, and my Jolly Green Giants of St. John's Senior Girls will be playing for the title in that, and St. George's is also back for the senior boys, and it's a big day for sports. Sherman the Tank Williams will be joining them. Good Monday morning. The championship matchups are all set for the National High School Basketball Championships at the St. George's Gym tonight. Private school rivals St. John's, the #1 team in the country, and the Big Red Machine of Sauk will meet for the senior girls title at 6. St. John's stomped the Jags of St. George's 66-47 in the final, while Sauk took the sting out of C.I. Gibson 42-26. And for the senior boys, defending champs St. George's will meet Tabernacle for the second year in a row. They clipped wins of Gateway Eagles out of Bimini 76-57, while Tabby ousted the New Providence and Hugh Campbell champs Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins 67-55. Now that game can be seen live 8:30 on the ZNET television network. Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings ending an 11-game losing skid in San Antonio with a 113-106 win. Buddy 8 for 13 from the field and Sharp 4 for 6 from behind the three-point arc, and finished with 26 points. Now he just needs 15 three-pointers in his next 5 games to break Damian Lillard's record of 599 for most three-pointers in the first 3 seasons, set back in 2015. Sacramento hosts Houston on Tuesday. Kings playing out a string after being eliminated from playoff contention on Saturday and will miss the playoffs for the 13th consecutive season. Well, the news not good for DeAndre Ayton. Twisted his ankle on a made bucket in the 3rd quarter. It was bad fortune for the former #1 pick, who had racked up 17 points and 13 rebounds in 20 minutes of play up to that point. It's unclear how long the injury will have him sidelined for, and has already been ruled out for tonight's game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Suns have just 5 games remaining on their schedule. The Cat Island Fishing Tournament, that is all set to tip off Wednesday with the official opening ceremony. Organizer Herman Gilbert not leaving out the youngsters in this one.
All day Saturday, we're targeting youths, so a lot of our youngsters will be entering. There's a tournament for them on Saturday day. Age category, they'll be from 8 to 12, and then from 13 to 19. So there's 2 age category, and they'll be fishing in the creek for the most catch. They are very, very excited, and they're enthused about that. And hopefully they're going to bring out their whole entire family that is going to come out on Saturday. We're going to have several entertainments on Saturday as well.
And bodybuilding desperately trying to become an Olympic sport. Before they can do that, they must do some in-house cleaning.
IFBB is desperately trying to get in the Olympic arena. We cannot get in the Olympic arena if the IOC is not satisfied with the IFBB. The IFBB is recognized by the Olympic Committee, is recognized by the World Body of Sports Bureau, is recognized in just about every major country in the world, okay? And as a result, we are on the threshold of getting that Olympic status. One of the main criteria is our doping procedure.
You heard it there. That's going to do it for sports on a Monday morning. Let's all have a great week ahead.
In our final look at weather, our satellite picture showing a very weak high-pressure system that will generate some light winds over the next day and a half, and that's ahead of a cold front that's heading our way. You can see it right here now approaching central Florida. It's moving very slowly towards the south and east. We expect it to get into the extreme northwest Bahamas late tomorrow afternoon, particularly around the Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini areas. We'll fire up some showers there before slipping in further into the northwest Bahamas overnight, and that could bring 1 or 2 showers to our area as well. And behind that, we anticipate the winds will pick up. So beautiful day on the waters today, so go out there and simply enjoy. Today, we're looking at periods of clouds and sunshine, very much on the warm side, high temperature getting up to 83 degrees, and tonight partly cloudy and mild, 68 degrees for your low temperature. The extended weather forecast over the next 7 days, once again holding you into the low 80s right through the cycle, but those nighttime temperatures will get back into the 60s on Wednesday, taking you right into Thursday before getting back up into the 70s on the weekend. LaDawn?
Thanks a lot, Basil. We're going to leave you now, but make sure to join us at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning for more Morning Edition. Once again, I'm LaDawn Davis. Have a great day, everyone.